Thank you so much for being here, and thank you, RIGA TechGirls, for inviting me to come over. I'm super excited to talk with you and share a little bit of my work in Brazil. I'm the founder, as mentioned, I'm the founder and CEO of Genecoin blockchain for biodiversity. And to start this talk, I want to share a little bit of why the rainforests are so important. We are aware already that the food we eat, the clean water we drink, the clean air we breathe, all results of the nature and how we depend on that. But it's something that is not really discussed is the number of products we have that come straight from the nature. And that includes drugs we take almost every day, cosmetics we use in our daily basis as well. We have a really wealthy economy that depends on the rainforest and the plants and animals that exist there. And if we take only the products we created from the knowledge of indigenous species and local communities, it gets to $100 billion every year in sales. But what we are not aware and we have not made so far is share that wealth with those people. Local communities act as guardians of the rainforest. They make sure the rainforest is still there, being protected. No one is devastating it. So they can go inside, collect those fruits, and produce the raw material that we use to create the drugs and cosmetics, as I mentioned. But we keep them apart from we keep those people apart from the benefits that we get from those products, from the wealthy that is created. And that's the reason why over 116 countries got together in a convention on the biodiversity made by the United Nations, and they signed a protocol saying that for every product out there that uses a plant or animal, something from the nature and from the biodiversity, they now need to pay a share of the profits, the revenue, and reinvest that into the conservation of the rainforest. So we can make sure that we are using that wealth to preserve our nature and rainforests. But it's a tricky thing. The companies that are supposed to do it, they buy a natural ingredient, but it doesn't come with all the information of where it comes from and how do they comply to that law. There is a really complex supply chain behind it. So from the people that are in the rainforest collecting and getting their fruits at the first place until it goes to inside the shampoo, there are a number of intermediaries and industry and manufacturers that causes that information to get lost in the middle. And that's why we came up, and companies were having a hard time to implement those laws. That's why we created Genecoin, to bring transparency to that supply chain and share their information along the whole with all the stakeholders involved. So we collect the data, we put it on the blockchain, and anyone in the supply chain is able to track and see where it was produced, how it was produced, by whom it was produced, who they need to pay those conservation fees, and all those informations they need. Now the information follows the product along, and it gets even to the final consumer. We are in the early phase. We have the vision of enabling those investments in conservation as well, but we took the first step of tracking it all. We have now a mobile app that those local communities use to gather this data that is shared on the blockchain with the other stakeholders in the supply chain. We created and incorporated the company early this year in January. Since then, I was granted a full scholarship to go to the Silicon Valley, where I spent 4 months with other AI and blockchain entrepreneurs. I also went through a pre-accelerator program called Draper University, where I was ranked between the top 10 most investable business. And just recently, I was nominated by the UN Environment as as one of the finalists for the Young Champions of Earth award. I also been twice to Google, then once to do an immersion there for 1 week as the result of another award, and just this year to join their biggest developer conference. And saying it all like that, it seems like an easy, and I had it all figured out from the beginning. And what I really wanted to share here, it's how it was and how I learned it. So I put together 5 lessons that I think were the most important and what got me to here today. So first of all, I think the most important thing was to find an industry that I really loved. And I was really, it's my passion to sustainability and help and introduce technology to sustainability, to sustainability to make sure we live in a better place tomorrow. So I found my co-founders that had the same vision of making, helping that protocol come to reality and make sure that we have those payments sending back to the rainforest and making it easier to preserve. And what I have to add about that is don't limit yourself by the degree you have. I'm a chemical engineer. I just graduated. My partners were a biologist and a lawyer, both older than me, and we never coded a single line of code when we started talking about this idea. And we learned about blockchain, and we were trying to implement in the industry we were working on, that was biotech. But if you have a passion that is strong enough, you learn the skills you need to have, and you attract the people that will help you build it. So don't limit yourself by the degree or the position you have right now. Also, don't create a solution that is looking for a problem to be solved with. The first thing we did when we started this idea, we created a product, and we went out there and talked to people how amazing it was, and we were super excited, and turns out it was terrible, and no one wanted to use it. It was not useful for anything. And we realized we never really spoke to the people in the industry, and we never really spoke to the customers we wanted to get later. So the most crucial thing you can do is get out of the office and talk to people. Go to the conference, your partners, your future partners, your future employees, your future clients go. Understand what are their struggles, what are the pains, what are the victories. And if you're a good listener, people love to talk about the problems. So you have like a full agenda of all the things you could solve, and that you'd love you for that. So just go there and understand how you can help your customers. Chase excellence. Commit to being the best in what you do, and do it in a way that brings value to the people that are in the industry. So make sure you're out there, and you are out there for the only single reason of helping that person to do his job better. So you become this valuable person, and they will be waiting for you to launch a project so they can use it. We started, after we created this project that no one wanted, we started talking to people and understand what we could do. And we started creating a new version of it that we called our proof of concept. And even before we had it done, we already have a paying customers just waiting for us to finish and use it. Right now, the app that I showed is just being finished to be built and implemented. And we already also have line customers waiting to use it. So once you understand really what the struggle in the industry are and how your customers think and behave, you can build something that is really valuable to them. And my last lesson learned, and the one that I keep reminding me every day, is write down your goals and make sure you keep your motto high. you have like several failures in the middle, and we don't really share them. We celebrate our success with everyone, but we keep our failures to ourselves because we are kind of ashamed of them, and that's it's really difficult to do. So you need to own your failures and use them as a learning opportunity to keep moving forward. Keep the energy high. It's part of the path you're going through. And write down your goals and know what you're going for. Make sure that every movement you make is taking you closer to that final goal. So my goal was to make sure we live in a better planet tomorrow. And I want to do it with technology and sustainability. Do you have yours already? Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Do we have any questions for Barbara? Okay.
Hi, Barbara. Thank you very much for your inspirational story. And my question is, what motivates you? Because I assume your friends, and you're young, yeah, your friends goes maybe clubs and so on, but you need to work on these important tasks, and most probably you don't have investors so far, or it's not that profitable. What keeps you motivated to continue doing this?
It's having this long-term vision. I always feel like I'm creating the job I wish I had. So I just graduated from my chemical engineering, and as all my friends should be or could be looking for a position, and I just started looking at it and seeing what I wanted to do, and it was not really there, and I could either decide to apply for a different one and follow my career on that, adapting what I wanted to do, or really design my own future and take it in my hands. I solely believe that that's the future. We will live in a more transparent way, and we will live taking care of our environment and the ecosystem that surrounds us. So why not own that cause for myself and create my career on top of that? So that's how I see it. I have this long-term goal, and I just choose to be the one creating it right now.
Thank you so much. Any other questions for Barbara? Yes, we have one down here. Just come down. You need to move closer to me.
I have a question about your customers. Could you maybe tell a bit more about your business model and how you fund them? Because this is something for companies who are interested in sustainability. So basically, they are willing to pay themselves.
Yes, exactly. So our customers right now are either producers of ingredients, so companies that buy those raw material from the local communities in rainforests, and they want to show to the big companies down the supply chain that they are doing it in the proper way. The local communities are using the environment in the right way. They are not destroying the rainforest. They are not using child labor, not using slave labor. And today, it is really difficult to have that kind of information going through the supply chain. Which creates a complicated issue for the companies to comply with those laws. So they see this technology as an opportunity to don't have this risk of not being able to comply. And they don't comply because they don't want to pay their conservation fee and reinvest in the environment. They don't comply because they are not able to get the information they need to do it. So companies are willing right now to pay for it to get their information. And those are our clients. They are mostly in the cosmetic industry, and they are already using the rainforest as a natural source of ingredients for their products in an ethically sourced way.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other questions? We have time for one more, maybe? Any questions? No? Okay, good. All right, then. Thank you very much, Barbara. I really, really liked that you said, don't limit yourself to your current situation. I think that's really powerful because a lot of the times we think we have a great idea and we think maybe, well, I can't do that because I don't know how to do this, and we stop there. So, perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you, Barbara.